Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In today's lecture, we will discuss three very important topics that are routinely asked in OSPE. They are important from MCQs as well as SCQ point of view. Barrett esophagus is the first topic. Apart from Barrett esophagus, we will discuss the carcinomas that affect the esophagus. Barrett esophagus, basically Barrett esophagus is a complication of the previous disorder of, it is a complication of the reflux esophagitis or gastroesophageal reflux disorder. Remember, in Barrett esophagus, you people must have studied in the third year MBBS in the section of adaptation that Barrett esophagus, that is an example of metaplasia. The kind of metaplasia, which kind of metaplasia occur in Barrett esophagus, you people know it well, that there is intestinal metaplasia, intestinal type of the columnar epithelial cells they are seen. Now, normally the lower end of esophagus, that is lined by stratified squamous epithelium. That stratified squamous epithelium, due to repeated episodes of reflux, of gastric contents into the stomach, that squamous epithelium, that is changed into intestinal type of the epithelium. Now, intestinal type of the epithelium, that is a columnar epithelium, tall columnar epithelium with goblet cells. Now, this point, this line, the tall columnar epithelium with the presence of goblet cells, that is central to the diagnosis of Barrett esophagus. If the goblet cells are absent, we cannot label that as Barrett esophagus, or the presence of foveolar cells other than the goblet cells, that also do not lead to the diagnosis of Barrett esophagus. So, intestinal epithelium is mandatory. Columnar epithelial cells along with goblet cells, that is mandatory for the diagnosis of this Barrett esophagus. The incidence of this Barrett esophagus, that is not that much high. It is quite low, about up to 2%. However, there is increased risk of the carcinoma after a person has developed Barrett esophagus, after a person, he or she had developed this intestinal type of the metaplasia. We can diagnose it on endoscopy, and after endoscopy we can get the biopsy samples from here, from the concerned part of the esophagus, and then that biopsy sample, that is sent for routine histopathology, and after routine histopathology, its final diagnosis can be furnished to the physician. Talking about its morphology, normally the mucosa of esophagus, I have shown you people in the previous first lecture, in fact in the first lecture, where I show you an endoscopic picture of the inlet patch. Just remember that picture. The normal mucosa of esophagus, that is pinkish in color, while the mucosa of stomach, or the gastric mucosa or intestinal mucosa, that is reddish in color. Now, what happens if we look through a gastroduodenoscope or endoscope? The normal mucosa, the normal pinkish mucosa of the esophagus, that will be seen to be divided by various patches of reddish colored velvety mucosa, and those patches of reddish or velvety mucosa, that is seen to be extending upwards, क्योंकि वो नीचे से आ रहा है ना, gastroesophageal junction से आ रहा है, वो नीचे से stomach से ऊपर को आ रहा है. So that will be seen extending upward from gastroesophageal junction into the lower end of the esophagus. So reddish colored mucosa होगा जो ऊपर को आ रहा होगा in the form of patches. That will be a classical picture of Barrett esophagus on endoscopy. अच्छा, ये सारी वही पिक्चर नॉर्मल अगर हम देखें on left side, the A part of this picture which denotes normal squamous epithelium, और उसके नीचे कोई एका दुका inflammatory cells हैं. If you look on the right side of the picture, there are goblet cells, there are columnar cells. Now, goblet cells, what is the picture of these goblet cells? आगे जाके माइक्रोस्कोपी में भी दिखाऊंगा, यहाँ भी दिखा रहा हूँ आपको. What is a goblet cell? Basically, goblet cells they appear like the wine goblet. जैसे नीचे एक बोतल रख दें हम, और उसके नीचे एक खाली पोर्शन आ जाए, वाइन गॉबलेट, वाइन ड्रॉपलेट, वाइन गॉबलेट, इसको हम इसलिए इसको हम गॉबलेट सेल्स कहते हैं कि इट मिमिक्स द अपीयरेंस ऑफ अ वाइन बॉटल, सो दैट इज कॉल्ड एज गॉबलेट सेल. Now comes the endoscopic view of this Barrett esophagus. See the normal lining, that is pinkish mucosa, and there are several patches of this abnormal Barrett esophagus or Barrett lining or intestinal type of the metaplasia that is extending upwards from the gastroesophageal junction. अब इस पिक्चर में देखें आपको गॉबलेट सेल्स कितने प्यारे नज़र आ रहे हैं. दे जस्ट अपीयर लाइक अ वाइन ड्रॉपलेट. This is on the right side of the picture. Just see the squamous epithelial lining that is abruptly changed into the intestinal type of the epithelium, and in the intestinal type of the epithelium see these fine small droplets. The intestinal rest of the intestinal epithelium that is eosinophilic in staining quality, well these fine droplets which I have just marked by red mark, these droplets, these are the goblet cells, and they are lightly basophilic in nature. So these are the goblet cells, and the presence of these goblet cells that is necessary to label Barrett esophagus. Or if you look in the submucosa, various types of the inflammatory cells are seen predominantly. Lymphocytes are seen in this picture. Esophageal tumor, दो किस्म के esophageal tumors हैं जो कि important हैं. One is adenocarcinoma and second one is squamous cell carcinoma. Now we'll discuss them one by one. Adenocarcinoma. Adenocarcinoma, remember, it arises on the background of Barrett esophagus. That's why Barrett esophagus, it carries a high risk of developing adenocarcinoma. So Barrett esophagus is central for the development of this adenocarcinoma. Apart from the Barrett esophagus, there are few other risk factors that can be that can cause this adenocarcinoma. One very important risk factor is Helicobacter pylori. Helicobacter pylori, few serotypes of this H. pylori that is associated with adenocarcinoma. Similarly, increased use of tobacco, exposure to various types of the radiation, increased smoking, all these they can lead to development of this adenocarcinoma. This is the reason the dietitian, the physicians, they always say to use fresh fruits, fresh vegetables and high fiber diet so as to prevent this the various carcinomas of the GIT, especially the adenocarcinoma of stomach and adenocarcinoma of intestine. Though this adenocarcinoma of esophagus, that is not that much common, however the basic thing is just to give you people a brief overview of various risk factors, a brief overview of how the adenocarcinoma looks, because the adenocarcinoma, whether it is present in stomach, whether it is present in esophagus, whether it is present in large intestine or small intestine, the morphology is similar. There is no difference in the morphology of adenocarcinoma of stomach, intestine or even gallbladder. So the morphology is same. So once you learn the esophageal adenocarcinoma, you will be able to write the morphology of any other adenocarcinoma like colonic carcinoma, like the gastric adenocarcinoma or the gallbladder adenocarcinoma. Distribution, it is usually अगर देखा जाए तो इसके बारे में एक बड़ी important चीज़ है. It is more common in European and American countries, and it has a very low incidence, especially in the Asian countries. Like Japanese people में इसका incidence काफ़ी common है, but Japanese people में the incidence of gastric adenocarcinoma that is high. Molecular genetics और pathogenesis, इसमें जो एक दो important genes हैं, they are TP53 gene and CDKN2A. CDKN2A आपने उधर melanoma में भी पढ़ा था, उसमें melanoma में you also studied P16 INK4A, that is the same gene that is also mutated here. So molecular genetics not a big deal for you people at this point to deal with the molecular genetics of the adenocarcinoma, जिसकी important होगी I will definitely tell you. इसके अलावा कुछ साइक्लिन ई, साइक्लिन डी जीन, मेट ऑन्कोजीन वो हैं, लेकिन अगर molecular genetics वाकई पढ़नी है, अगर important है तो that is of the colonic adenocarcinoma. क्लिनिकल फीचर्स में अगर देखें तो जर्ड के सिम्टम्स आ सकते हैं इफ़ देयर इज़ हिस्ट्री ऑफ द बैरेट इसोफेगस, chest pain, hematemesis, vomiting, all these can be symptoms of that any type of the carcinoma arising from the GIT. Similarly, there is one very important feature that is common or central to all the types of the carcinomas or sarcomas, that is weight loss. So weight loss is also a central and a key feature. Discussing about the morphology, this is the gross picture. Esophageal जो है adenocarcinoma, usually they arise in the distal part of the esophagus. Just see the picture D. The upper part is paired, the distal part that is more involved. So distal part of the esophagus that is more commonly involved, and as a result of involvement of the distal part of the esophagus, it also involves the gastric mucosa also. Initially तो it may appear very small ulcer, small or flat ulcer, but gradually the ulcer it progresses. अब देखें इन तीनों pictures में देखें how the ulcer that has grossly involved whole of the esophageal segment, and sometime the tumor can be so much enlarged that its diameter may be more than 5 cm or even more than 5 cm. Microscopically, what will be the microscopic features of gastric esophageal adenocarcinoma? Next slide में हम उसको देखते हैं. So adenocarcinoma, जब भी adenocarcinoma की बात होगी, adeno mean glands, ऐसा कैंसर जिसके अंदर glands formation हो रही है, जिसके अंदर glands बन रहे हैं. Now important thing about glands is there will be a central lumen, and the central lumen will be surrounded by a layer of epithelial cells. अब इस केस में अगर हम नॉर्मल ग्लैंड्स देखें इसोफेगस के या स्टमक के, सेंट्रल उसमें एपिथीलियम होगी और आसपास उसके होंगे आसपास जो उसके सेल लाइनिंग होगी that will be columnar in nature. But what happens in adenocarcinoma? ग्लैंड्स तो हमें पता लग रहे हैं यहाँ, ये काफ़ी सारे ग्लैंडुलर स्ट्रक्चर बने हुए हैं, बट जस्ट सी द मॉर्फोलॉजी ऑफ द सेल्स विच आर लाइनिंग द ग्लैंड. द सेल्स दे आर लार्ज, दे आर हाइपरक्रोमैटिक, दे मे बी पोलीगोनल इन शेप. उनका नॉर्मल जो कोलमनर आर्किटेक्चर है दैट हैज़ बीन लॉस्ट. सो दिस इज़ अ malignant gland. ये सारे के सारे malignant glands हैं. अब इसमें उसकी फर्दर वी कैन डिफरेंशिएट इनटू वेल डिफरेंशिएटेड, मॉडरेटली डिफरेंशिएटेड और पुअरली डिफरेंशिएटेड एडिनोकार्सिनोमा. अब यहाँ अच्छे ग्लैंड्स हमें नजर आ रहे हैं. वी कैन रिकग्नाइज द इंडिविजुअल ग्लैंड्स इवन दो दे आर मैलिग्नेंट, बट वी कैन रिकग्नाइज देम. अब जो मॉडरेटली डिफरेंशिएटेड होगा उसमें ग्लैंड्स की लुक थोड़ी सी और गंदी हो जाएगी, और जो पुअरली डिफरेंशिएटेड एडिनोकार्सिनोमा होगा उसमें तो ग्लैंड्स आपको बिल्कुल भी पहचाने नहीं जा रहे होंगे. देयर विल बी अ सॉलिड शीट, यू मे फाइंड सॉलिड शीट लाइक दिस इज आल्सो गैस्ट्रिक एडिनोकार्सिनोमा, लेकिन वो बड़ा इसोफेजियल एडिनोकार्सिनोमा that is arising on the background of this Barrett esophagus. लेकिन इसमें भी देखें you people are able to differentiate the glands. पता लग रहे हैं कि उसमें बहुत सारे ढेरों glands पड़े हुए हैं. Though the gland to stoma ratio that has been increased, they are lined back to back, और उनके cells का जो है pleomorphism है, hyperchromasia है, but you are still able to recognize the gland. जो poorly differentiated होगा उसमें glands का पता ही नहीं लग रहा होगा आपको. अच्छा ये टेबल देख लीजिएगा, ये मैंने देख के कहीं से गूगल से देख के लगाया था. इसमें ये इंपॉर्टेंट म्यूटेशंस हैं, एक आधी नज़र इसको मार लीजिएगा लाजमी. स्क्वेमस सेल कार्सिनोमा. स्क्वेमस सेल कार्सिनोमा के बारे में the most important thing is that it is associated with Plummer-Vinson syndrome. It is associated with alcohol intake, it is associated with tobacco use, it is associated with smoking, it is associated with esophageal injury, caustic induced or acid alkali induced esophageal injury. और फिर वही चीज़ें फ्रेश फ्रूट्स, फ्रेश वेजिटेबल्स, डाइट रिच इन फाइबर, they generally give protection against the development of squamous cell carcinoma of esophagus. Radiational history, radiational therapy, they can also be a risk factor for development of this squamous cell carcinoma. ये इस एज ग्रुप अगर देखा जाए एडिनो कार्सिनोमा की और स्क्वेमस सेल कार्सिनोमा की, दैट इज 4th to 5th डेकेड ऑफ लाइफ. और जो इसकी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट. डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन में जो मैं एक दो चीज़ें बड़ी मज़े की बताता हूँ, बिग रॉबिन्स में भी वो लिखी हुई हैं कि हाईएस्ट इंसिडेंस जो है ना इसका एशिया में है. अनलाइक एडिनोकार्सिनोमा ऑफ इसोफेगस, एडिनोकार्सिनोमा ऑफ इसोफेगस दैट इज मोर कॉमन इन यूनाइटेड स्टेट, दैट इज मोर कॉमन इन यूनाइटेड किंगडम, while the squamous cell carcinoma of esophagus that is more common in the Asian population, especially the people living Iran, Hong Kong एंड चाइना. इसके अलावा अगर देखें तो अमेरिका में जैसे ब्राज़ील है, देयर इज़ हाई इंसिडेंस ऑफ स्क्वेमस सेल कार्सिनोमा. सिमिलरली साउथ अफ्रीका में भी इसका काफ़ी हाई इंसिडेंस है. एक और चीज़ जो स्क्वेमस सेल कार्सिनोमा के बारे में बताता हूँ, विच आई यूज्ड टू टेल द स्टूडेंट्स इन माय लेक्चर, that one very important thing about squamous cell carcinoma of the esophagus, that there is a population living in Kenya, in western Kenya, and in that population squamous cell carcinoma can develop before the age of 30. Why is squamous cell carcinoma of esophagus develop before the age of 30? Because they consume a traditional drink that is called as Mursik, and that Mursik, that drink, it contain the acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde, as you know, that it is a carcinogen, so it can lead to development of this squamous cell carcinoma. ये इसके बारे में एक unusual feature है जो मैंने आपको बताया कि it can even develop in the early age group as in young age group, and especially it is seen in the western Kenya where it can develop in the people even before the age of 30 due to consumption of a drink that contain acetaldehyde, and the name of that drink is Mursik. पैथोजेनेसिस में पिछली स्लाइड में आप लोगों को दिखाई हैं कुछ इसके जीन्स दिखाए हैं, उसमें SOX2 जीन आ जाता है. लाइक अदर स्क्वेमस सेल कार्सिनोमा, लाइक स्क्वेमस सेल कार्सिनोमा ऑफ द स्किन, इट कैन आल्सो बी एसोसिएटेड विद द ह्यूमन पेपिलोमा वायरस. जैसे स्किन का स्क्वेमस सेल कार्सिनोमा ह्यूमन पेपिलोमा वायरस के साथ एसोसिएशन है. सिमिलरली हियर इट कैन आल्सो बी एसोसिएटेड विद ह्यूमन पेपिलोमा वायरस. SOX2 gene की mutation that is central in this squamous cell carcinoma. Similarly TP53, E-cadherin, cyclin D1 gene, all these mutations they can be seen in the squamous cell carcinoma. Clinical feature अगर देखें squamous cell carcinoma हो, adenocarcinoma हो, esophagus का, they will be the same. There will be pain, vomiting, weight loss, anorexia, सारे वो same features आ जाएंगे. Difficulty in swallowing, हेमाटोमेसिस भी हो सकती है. सो द फीचर्स ईदर इट इज स्क्वेमस सेल कार्सिनोमा और एडिनोकार्सिनोमा, दे विल बी सेम. मॉर्फोलॉजी. So this is the gross morphology of squamous cell carcinoma of esophagus. Just see कि उसी तरह ये उसमें भी अल्सर बन सकता है इसमें स्क्वेमस सेल कार्सिनोमा में, but initially the ulcer which contain the malignant cell, it may not dip downwards into the deeper layer or into the submucosa or the muscularis layer. Initially it may arise as the carcinoma in situ, and gradually with the passage of the time the carcinoma in situ may progress to the invasive carcinoma. So ulcer formation is again central for the development of this squamous cell carcinoma. Now this is a microscopic picture of this squamous cell carcinoma of the esophagus. Just see the top portion that is lined by the squamous epithelium, that is the normal epithelium of the esophageal mucosa. And अब अगर उसके नीचे आप देखना शुरू करें, you are seeing the large anaplastic cells which are very hyperchromatic. कुछ सेल्स छोटे हैं, कुछ सेल्स बहुत ज़्यादा बड़े हैं, कुछ सेल्स they are multinucleated. Like these two cells on which I have marked with the yellow ink, these two cells are quite large. These are the highly anaplastic cells. So this is squamous cell carcinoma. अब features squamous cell carcinoma skin का हो, squamous cell carcinoma esophagus का हो, the features they will be the same. Maybe in the well differentiated squamous cell carcinoma there may be keratinization, like skin में जैसे हो सकती है keratinization. यहाँ केराटिनाइजेशन तो नहीं होगी क्योंकि दैट इज नॉन केराटिनाइज्ड एपिथेलियम, लेकिन उसके अलावा अगर बाकी चीज़ें हम देखें दे विल बी सेम. उनमें इंट्रासेलुलर ब्रिजेस आ जाएंगी, they will be prominent, intercellular bridges will be prominent, cells will be more squamoid in nature, they will be dipping downwards into the submucosa and the muscular layer, there will be high degree of anaplasia, increased mitotic activity. So the features for squamous cell carcinoma of the skin and squamous cell carcinoma of the esophagus, they will be more or less same. अनदर पिक्चर ये तो जस्ट आप लोगों को दिखाने के लिए लगाई है कि केराटिनाइजेशन तो नहीं होगी इसोफेगस में, बिकॉज इसोफेगस में ऐसे वो फिर केराटिन पल्स तो आती ही नहीं है, केराटिनाइज नॉन केराटिनाइज्ड एपिथेलियम होती है इसोफेगस में. इट इज जस्ट टू गिव यू पीपल अ हिंट एन ओवरव्यू ऑफ द स्क्वेमस सेल कार्सिनोमा ऑफ द स्किन के वहाँ ये चीज़ें थी और बाकी सारी वो एपिथेलियम आपको सारी वो चीज़ें नॉर्मल नज़र आई, जो बाकी नज़र आ रही थी वो यहाँ भी नज़र आ रही हुई. यहाँ सिर्फ ये keratinization नहीं होगी. These keratin pulse will not be seen in case of squamous cell carcinoma of this esophagus. So highly undifferentiated or poorly differentiated squamous cell carcinoma. This picture, highly undifferentiated, numerous cells invading into the submucosa, और उसके अलावा ट्यूमर इन्फिल्ट्रेटिंग लिम्फोसाइट्स भी हैं, लिम्फोसिटिक इन्फिल्ट्रेट्स की ये दो पॉकेट्स आपको नज़र आ रही हैं. एक लेफ्ट साइड पे ऊपर बड़ी पॉकेट है, एक राइट कॉर्नर में अपर राइट कॉर्नर में एक बड़ी पॉकेट नज़र आ रही है. बाकी रेस्ट ऑफ द पॉपुलेशन दैट इज ऑफ द malignant cells, malignant squamous epithelium cells.